Okay, I'm gonna grab my murrini. All right. I do a quick audio check. You can hear me, Finnegan? Thanks. I had to change the batteries in my receiver, so I was worried it would switch off of the phone and go to the phone audio, which is really, really bad. I appreciate you telling me that. All right, I'm going to change this camera around real quick so people can see. We are working on my phone right now because I'm lazy, which took me like almost 40 minutes to get my phone set up when it takes me 40 minutes to get my stream set up normally. So, but this is the murrini cane that I'm working on. This is the Castlevania Holy Water. It's pulled down like taffy. It's hard to see in there. You can kind of see it inside there. The blue kind of lightened a little bit. So I don't know if that's because when I pulled it down or if it's just because of the clear that's here, how that lightened up. So when I cut this, I'm hoping to see if that blue stayed as strong or if it's lightening up from the cut or from the pull. Just because from thinning out the blue, I don't know if it lightened up. So I got a saw over here. I'm going to cut the ends off just to kind of see what it is, try to nip off these bad parts here. I'm still going to cut it so I can get a decent image on the end. So maybe I can grind this end piece to kind of sit on my countertop or something like that. Because sometimes the end pieces are pretty interesting just with the big chunks and thing like that. You can kind of make it like a little ice cube-esque kind of desktop thing. Might do the same with this. But then I'll have this whole chunk here in the center that I'll cut. I'm going to cut into slices. I'm not going to cut a lot tonight because the more I cut, the more I want to grind. And I don't want to be grinding for, I think when I did my Mega Man, I cut 10 pieces and tried to grind and polish that. And that took me like 4 to 6 hours just to do those 10 pieces. It's just a long time. I ground a lot of my fingertips away that night. So I might try to stick to something less. Probably going to cut, I might still cut about 10 of them, depending how the cuts go. If they're not going very well, I'll probably maybe just cut 5 of them. And then I'll move the camera. I've left it on my phone so I can move around. So I'm in the grinding area here. A lot of times when I do the glass blowing, a lot of people don't see the grinding area. They don't see the post work or the cold work on stuff like that. Because a lot of times we do stuff out there and then I'm like, it's done. I don't want to show you this stuff because it's just a lot of grinding and time that people don't get to see. It's sometimes boring to watch. I'm sorry, the stream's going to be boring. But I will cut these so you can see how well this pull was. So once I cut these ends off, we'll get to see exactly how good of a pull we did. It could be really bad. I don't know. It looks okay, but it could have bulged on the bottom. I have no idea. So we're going to cut that first and see how well these things turn out. So let me turn this camera around here, and we're going to face that way. I'll show it to you. I'll cut, and then we'll show. I just put a new blade on here. I have to plug this in yet, so hopefully this blade is on straight. and does not wobble. This blade is really thin, so you can see it wobbles. So when I cut it, I kind of support with my finger as I slide it to keep this from wobbling while I'm cutting. So it's really a thin blade, so I can cut as many of these pieces as possible without eliminating a lot of it from, because like this blade, is what, I forget how thick those are, eighth, quarter, I don't even know. But one slice of this eliminates like a half a murrini slice. So for every cut I do with that big blade, I'm eliminating a lot of big chunks of glass that could be used for other things. I might not put this on because it's hard to see sometimes, but this protects against. When I did my Mega Man, it was a little bigger and a little more chunkier and harder to use on this. But I should be able to slice these ends off. This one might be a little more difficult just because how big it is. So I might, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll just slice the one end off and we'll just continue to work on slicing it as we go here. It's nice to slice, I'm going to slice that end off because otherwise it's at an angle. I'm thinking out loud here. We are plugged in. I'm going to get one of these on, protect myself from splashing. Hopefully it doesn't rub on the mic too much. And it might be loud. I mean, it's going to be a lot of grinding noises and stuff like that, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully the stream's going okay. Using my phone, sometimes that never works very well. All right. We'll do the first cut. Once we do the first cut, we can see how good of a piece that is. So I want to see where it starts getting bad, because you don't want to cut too much of the good stuff off because you want to save as much as possible. Okay, it's too long. I might just cut right around here. So I put my finger next to the blade to true it up. Now we're going to stop there, take a look at this. So it did get a little distorted. It might be just because I'm close to the edge, but it's hard to focus on it. Put my finger there, maybe I can get it to focus on my hand here. It's a little lopsided, not too bad. Kind of wish it was a little better, like I didn't squish it. It kind of looks like I thinned out the sides a little much. You can see how that's indented there. That indent pushed this edge, the whole thing in a little bit. Same thing, so you really got to try to keep these square when you're building them. It's not horrible, but I need to get better at squaring and truing these up. So I'm going to try to cut some of the other side off here and see what the other side looks like, because maybe this side might be bulged because the indent, it kind of looks like it has the indent all the way in. You can just kind of feel it. So we'll see how, I'll cut this somewhere around here and see how this other part is. I mean, the pixels are still pretty square. It's just my edges got kind of shoved in a little bit. So that's my own fault. My own fault for doing that. This one's going to be kind of tough because I can't really just set it down. Maybe, I don't want to cut the big chunk off, but maybe I'll use this other saw and just cut the big chunk off. Let's see, make sure I got everything out of the way here. So I'm just going to use this saw to cut a big chunk off to even it out. I need to get some water in there because I don't see any water splashing anywhere. It's kind of the things you have to deal with to make sure everything's working correctly. Especially when you don't do a lot of cutting and things like that for a while. I don't know where any pitcher is, so I'm just going to use a vase I found. Just use a random vase here. We got water holding stuff everywhere we go. Just make sure that's full enough that the water is being sucked up. Otherwise, if the water's not coming into your saw, it heats up the glass and can shatter or break your glass piece you're trying to cut. So you want to make sure the water's working. This could be the pump too, which would kind of suck. Right. And it just broke right away. So it popped off, chipped off a little bit. That's the one problem using that big saw. Kind of is too heavy on the glass, but this shortens it up. So now we got a smaller piece to work with, so I'm going to cut little by little here as we go. Now, I kind of want to cut it in half and try to go from the middle because I feel like the middle might be better, but I think we'll just try to slice as many pieces as possible from this side. So I pulled this down, probably smaller, maybe smaller than I wanted. I probably shouldn't have went this small. I probably should have went just a hair bigger, but it's hard to gauge sometimes. These are way too big. I'm getting too big of a slice. I gotta try to get them smaller. That kind of went at an angle. Probably my best one. Still cutting at an angle here. Try to even this out a little bit. God. Getting to the middle more is doing a lot better. My problem is if I'm moving up, I'm bending the blade too much. Okay. Though it's getting better, I'm cutting really horribly, like really bad. I'm wasting a lot just by the way I'm cutting. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna stop there because I feel like I've butchered a lot of these cuts, so I've wasted a lot of glass. But I'm gonna stop there. Here's more of the middle one, kind of. So it looks a little better there. I mean, that looks a little better. The clear is a little dirty as far as like the way it was stacked. I got to find a better way of stacking the clear so it doesn't show up, those lines don't show up. And that's from changing the angle, I think. I think with the clear, I really do need to keep it at the flat level, one way the entire time. It really, I think, eliminates more of that. Once you stack it straight up and down, that becomes the issue, I think. So I think I cut enough of these. I'm going to keep this for later. This whole piece I'll kind of keep together. I got enough here that I can grind and polish. Some of these are really horrible. I could probably cut one of these in half and still get two of them from it. So I'm going to pick out the best ones, just kind of grind and polish so I have a couple that are ready to go. So we're going to move to a grind and polish machine, which is actually where I had, where I was stacking the glass. I have a grinder there. I might have to come back here to get some stuff once in a while, but we're going to move out there. So just give me 1 second while I move my glass there, and I'll move the camera over there too. I got to plug the camera in as well. But let me grab my glass first. Then again, if you're still here, I appreciate you stopping in. Hope you're having a good day. Let me unplug my phone. You're going to take a walk through the shop with me right now. Snore Dizzle, how's it going? How's it going? Thanks for stopping in. I'm going for a walk. So back behind here is where we keep all the cold working stuff. Glass blowing studio. Here with Snore Dizzle. Snore Dizzle is an old friend of mine from, we lived next door to each other growing up. So we're old friends from grade school, even before, I don't even know, before grade school. We've been friends for 22 months. Oh yeah, it says you resubbed. Thanks for the resub, I appreciate it. Let me plug in my phone so the battery doesn't die. That's the one problem with streaming on the phone. Limited power supply. Let me make sure I don't trip anyone coming in and out of the studio. Okay, so this is going to be the grinder. I'm going to try to find the best way. I might actually go put the camera on the other side, pointing me, and I might actually turn the camera around so I can see things. Using the phone to stream is easy and hard at the same time. Let's see if I can do this right. Maybe I can set it up so you can see me and bring this down to about there, tip it up. It's gonna be a lot of work here. My phone might get splashed a bunch. Not a good thing. There we go. So I picked 5 things. I keep getting alerts I'm not supposed to be getting. I picked 5 of these out, so I'm going to grind and polish. So I got this grit on here, which is probably around, I forget what grit this is. It's pretty coarse grit. Then we got one that's like really not as coarse. I think that's like I can't remember. Since I ground anything, I don't remember. I don't think it's 600. Then this is to be polish it. So after we go through the coarser one, the more softer one, and then we go through the polished one and try to polish it off. It is very possible that these aren't enough. That I might have to go to the bigger wheel in the back and try to grind these things down with those. I am really happy. I think I'm really happy with the way it's turning out so far. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're pretty good, and I think they're pretty good. My issue is I can't cut them thin enough. So I might actually take this little cane here and send it to someone to cut thinly as much as possible. And I mean, I do have like this giant thing of Mega Man here that I still need to pull down or do something with. I don't really want to cut that too much. And I also have this cane, this little cane of the 1-ups, which I have a big thing of the 1-ups as well. So I have a lot of pieces here, and somewhere is the other half of my holy water that I didn't pull down yet. And I might send them to someone to cut for me and polish for me because it's a pain in the butt. And mic off with my mouth, jeez, that's a phone issue that I don't even know if I could fix. Yeah, I don't even know if I could fix that, but I'll just go like this, and now you'll never have to matter. It won't matter anymore. I'll just go like this the whole time, and it won't have to match my mouth. But we're going to grind these away. We're going to grind first with this coarser one, and then we're going to grind with a softer one and get through it and all that stuff. Looks like a sync for me. Yeah, it's nothing I can fix unless I stop and start the stream, and I just don't want to do it. It might be the Streamlabs issue. You blame Twitch. It's very much could be. I don't know. It's technical issues. That's why when I stream on my computer, it's like things are better, but then I have the issues with my computer. I never have a good stream with audio. Audio is always a problem. Okay, let me get some water in here and we'll start grinding away. Yeah, I'll just hide my mouth and then it won't matter anymore. it might be an audio issue at the wireless could be at 4800K or 48,000K or whatever it is, and the stream is at 41,800 or whatever, because I tried to downgrade the quality a bit. And I wonder if I can fix that and see if it. I wonder if I could change that in. See if that streaming audio quality 44.1 is what I guess I meant. Let's turn up the bit rate, and we'll try to turn up the audio quality and see if that messes things up and syncs it back up somehow. There we go. Probably yours. I don't think so. Finn was having a sync issue as well for him. Oh, great. I gotta plug this in now too. I'll be right back. I need a multi-plug. As interesting as it is, I don't know if you can hear me back here. I mean, I can always download the video later and sync things up later if I ever want to post this somewhere. I mean, I can post edit it, but it sucks when it's live. You would think that the streaming service would have the apps figured out that way, and I believe I believe it's been an issue for a long time to have that whole thing happen where it's audio is out of sync. I know it happens when people stream on Facebook or things like that. If you have an external mic source, sometimes that will have a sync issue. Oh, come on, unplug. There, let's unplug that. Let's see if my phone dies while I'm plugging things in. Let's get this over here. Try to plug this in without knocking everything down, without destroying my phone. Dun, 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 dun. Don't change stuff. Your stream is fine. The sync is solid. Your stream is fine. No, you're cool. Don't change stuff. Okay. Thanks. I just upped the res. Sometimes we'll see if that works. Okay, so we get water dripping. The machine doesn't work. Make sure that's plugged in. I might have plugged in the wrong thing. Yeah, plugged in the wrong device. Which makes it easier, because now this is closer to my camera. Keep that plugged in, hopefully. Hopefully my camera doesn't unplug. All right. Whew. So this isn't a very strong grinder. I mean, it is. It vibrates a hell of a lot if you turn it up too much. But yeah, we're just gonna start grinding these pieces. Get that water going. There we go. Try to keep it even. I mean, this is pretty much what the rest of the stream is going to be. eBay wants 22 bucks for Excite Bike. Retro games are incredibly expensive right now. Stupidly expensive. Like, that's why I'm really happy to get my EverDrive. Because even though the games I'm going to speed run are games I own, like, I can't afford some of those games that I want to play. There's no way. Dragon Quest 2 and 3 are just insane. I mean, I didn't realize how much Lunar was, for Sega CD. I love Lunar. My case is a little broken, but I looked up how much Lunar was, and it's several $100s for the game. An EverDrive it's just a flash cart for your NES. So it's an actual cartridge that you put into your Nintendo, but it's an SD sort of flash cart that you can put ROMs on. And then it has save states, so I can go to certain levels and save. So when I'm playing Contra, I can make save states at each boss. And then just if I want to practice playing a boss, I just load up that save point and go. It's just another way. It's kind of like your Raspberry Pi, Retro Pi thing that you have, but specifically for Nintendo. And it's just kind of expensive, but how much games are right now, and I'm not trying to steal games. I'm not trying to just download all the ROMs for games, but I just can't afford all Nintendo games. I just wanted a save point for my what do you call them? Games I want to speedrun. So we're just trying to make sure each side is ground down where it needs to be evenly. So when I go to the next grit, I'm not trying to grind away anything I missed. RetroPie rules. It's true, and I very much might want to get one. I am looking at picking up an original Saturn because I really want one. But the games for the Saturn are like 100 or 130 or 150 for a lot of the games I want. They're super expensive. So even if I buy the Saturn, like the game is going to cost me more than the actual Saturn costs to buy it. So that's it's like, do I really want to get into retro gaming that much? I like collecting Nintendo games. I like collecting games, but I'm not going to put all my retirement money into retro games. I can't. Unless I can sell a lot of glass here, you know? Unless I can sell a lot of glass. But I'm excited because I wanted to speed run Contra some more, but I want to do it on the original NES. Even though like I do okay on the Switch version is fine. I do all right on it, but I really want to play on the original Nintendo. I'm very wary about playing it on stream, but I still love playing all the games. Don't feel bad about it. Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to speed run something, I want to buy the original cartridge, but there are some games I might have to like speed run, and it's just there's no way I'm going to be able to pick one up. I forget which games they are. They're kind of expensive, but if I do get into speed running or learning speed runs or trying to do those where they have speed run races or speed run contests where it's like run all these 5 games and I run them, I can't go out and buy all 5 of those games if I don't own them. There's no way. But if I just do it for that little event, maybe there's some way I can make it work. I don't know. I'd rather own the game if I can. Yeah, Contra being 35. I was looking for Contra for 20 bucks, and luckily eBay told me, it's like, hey, we have $10 off your next purchase. So, if you buy something, you get $10 off. And I was like, oh, cool. I'll try. I want to get Contra, so I'll use that $10 for Contra. And I found one, I think, for $30 or $35. I think it was $35. And, it was a buy now thing. And I didn't realize they could do this. I was like, oh, I'll just favorite this buy now because I want to get it later or something like that. I got to make sure that's catching the water. Because I'll look at this later. If this is the cheapest, the buy now for $35, maybe I'll do it. And when I clicked favorite it, some of the buy now people are like, hey, I'll give you $5 off or 10% off because you favorited my buy now. Like, oh, well, if you give me $5 off and that's $30, and then I use my $10 coupon and that's $20, I had to pay for shipping already, so I think I paid $25 for the Contra. So I was okay with that because I could not win a bid on Contra for less than $30. And 25 was the most I would put on something for Contra. I'm like, 25 is the most I'll do, and I'd always lose. I would always lose. Yeah. I mean, look up Dragon Quest 2 and look up Dragon Quest 3. Or Dragon Warrior 2 and Dragon Warrior 3, I should say, on the NES. I think they're about 50, 60 bucks. Oh! Contra 54. The buy now of them sometimes, yeah, 54. It's just insane. And I think, you know, and I blame the pandemic. I do. Everyone's at home. Everyone's decided they don't want something to do. They like getting back into retro and collecting, and people start streaming because of the pandemic some more. It's just, it became more popular to stream, and retro became more popular. It was picking up before that too. Anyway, I mean, it was before the pandemic, it was picking up, but the time I got into it was slightly before all that, but still, it was about the time things were picking up. Yeah, 100, 120, 115 for Dragon Warrior. Dragon Warrior 3 is pretty popular. Yeah, like I want Dragon Warrior 3, but there's no way I can afford it. And it's not like, I don't know if the demand is just that high, or it's just they know that people want it, so they raise the price. Like, I don't think Dragon Warrior 3 was a game that was hard to find. Like, I don't think it was we have a shortage of Dragon Warrior 3s, let's raise the price. I think it's just people are like, hey, we know people are going to want this game, let's raise the price on it. Maybe it is. Maybe it is hard to find. I have no idea. I cut these too thick. I really did. This one's pretty thick there. I mean, it's going to grind down a little bit, but not that much. I could have got 2 out of this one. That's what I'm saying. It's like I was just having a horrible time cutting them. Cutting them at angles, cutting them too thick. Just hard. It was hard for me to see how thin I was cutting these. It's weird. It was late on the life cycle. That's why it's on NES and NES. Yeah. I don't know. I'll still collect games as I go. If I find a good deal, I think that's the thing I have to do, is just I have to get out more. Like eBay, you can buy games. You can get good deals. But I think if I really want to find good deals on stuff, I'm gonna have to start looking elsewhere. I might have to actually go to garage sales and things like that and try to get there when they start and see if anyone's selling their old games. You know, that kind of stuff. Look for deals somewhere. But I know a lot of people that are. So it's going to be really hard for me to find any good deals. Chat is really taking up my whole space on the screen here. I thought chat wasn't supposed to pop up that big. I was looking at Craigslist and Switch options, yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. But like, I got the Switch version of Dragon Quest 2 and Dragon Quest 3, but I kind of want to play Dragon Quest 3 originally. You know, and I kind of wanted to do Dragon Quest 2 originally, but at that time I didn't want to buy the cart for 50 bucks. But Dragon Quest 3, I think I'm at the point where like that's the one I want to play the original method. And I might play the new Switch version off screen. I don't know. Like, I want to play the original Dragon Quest 3, and then maybe off screen I'll play it on the Switch, just kind of compare it. Maybe then I'll make a YouTube video and say, hey, which one did I prefer? I don't remember if I have to go up and down stairs. I think that was the biggest thing. That was Dragon Quest 1 was you had to click search, and then you had to click like stairs to go up the stairs or not. Give me a second here. I don't think I want my chat over the screen like that too much. So I don't know. It's not supposed to show up like that. It's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to. I should probably change it so it disappears. All right, we ground 3 of them. Oh well. I'm sorry, everyone. Chat's all over the screen. Okay, I got 2 more. This one and another one. Kind of grind it down and see. Could get rid of my. See, and I put the event list up there so I could see what's going on because it doesn't put the events in the chats. I don't know, but we'll see. I gotta finish the Messenger. That's the game I'm gonna finish next. I might go to Hades after that. try Hades. This is the next game. Because I've been meaning to play that one for a while, too. And then I think maybe go back to a retro game, back to an NES game. And at some point I do want to speedrun something. Because I've been meaning to speedrun Castlevania, and I've been working on getting better at Contra, so I do need to run those and see if I can do any good on them. See if I can improve my time on Contra and see if I can get set a pace for Castlevania. I don't know, Finn, if you're still here, how's your podcast going? I know you started the RPG Concierge. How's that going? Should you go anywhere else? Where should I go for dinner? So far, so good. Well, the one place that I miss so much from LA is The Habit. The Habit was my place that I loved a lot. And I don't get any of that here. You're only 2 episodes in. You got a few listeners. That's good, though. That's good. I think we still get an average of 50 kind of thing on our episodes. I think we need to kind of focus on trying to figure out what to do next. We've been streaming. We have hundreds of episodes now. We're like, what's the next move for Roll of the Dice? I don't know. Yeah, The Hobbit, nice. No, not The Hobbit. The Habit. The Habit. Bacon cheeseburger, barbecue bacon cheeseburger was my favorite thing there. And their onion rings were great. But I'm not gonna say no to convince Jim of Chipotle to not go to Chipotle, because Chipotle is one of my favorite places to go. And I would love if Chipotle would sponsor my stream. I would love Chipotle as a sponsor. I could make Chipotle murrinis if you really want. Let's kind of keep going back and forth on these. We'll dry them off, take a look to see if I missed any places. And I don't know if I would want to go to a place called The Hobbit, if that meant that they were Hobbit burgers. Not sure how to pivot or evolve the podcast. It's something I was thinking about when coming up with mine. That's why each session is a different topic. Yeah, I think having a different topic is, just keep changing topics. I think you had something too that we do it once in a while where we talk to people about GMing and problems they face and things like that. I think you're very good at the storytelling and that kind of things, as far as coming up with storylines, character development, all those sort of things, interesting plot lines. I think you're very good at that. So I think talking to other gamers and other storytellers, as far as how to tell a good story, kind of like we do, I don't think that's a bad idea. Just keep talking to people about their games and what they did and maybe what could have been done better. Or talking about specific games, Hobbit burger, I bet they would make kick-ass burgers. The Hobbits know how to cook. Pink drink, and my wife has perfected the Starbucks pink drink, and it's amazing. I don't even know what the pink drink is, honestly. I don't even know what the drink thing is. Finnegan, join my Discord. I don't know if you do Discord, but join my Discord. Yeah. But I don't know what it is. I find it interesting that I get 2 pop-ups for my chat. One that shows me the chat and one that goes on to, and I don't know if it pops up twice for you guys, but I'm annoyed by it. I'm glad I can see my chat though. But you don't know what it is. It's really kind of like a, yeah, I don't know if you know, Slack, Microsoft Teams, those kind of things. I think you can actually click on Snordizzle's name in the chat, and it might come up with a message him. I'm not sure. Or you can go up to the messenger up top, click the little messenger thing up top and search for Snordizzle, and you can send him a message. Or you can post a link in chat here, that's fine too. You can grab it off that. But yeah, I got to listen to your podcast yet. I haven't listened to it yet. I'm sorry. It's like I barely listen to my podcast, to be honest, and that's bad. Like I don't have time to listen to podcasts. I barely have time to record the podcast. I wish I had more time to game. I don't know what other places in LA I'd like to go to eat. Sushi, I mean, they always have really good sushi. A couple places, Culver City, I can't remember their names. A couple places down there were really good. Natalie Thai was my favorite for green curry. That was my favorite place to go. Yeah, it's true. You don't drive a lot. That's when I listened to a lot of podcasts when I was in LA. When I was driving. It's true. It's like out here, it doesn't take me that long to drive places. I don't listen to podcasts as much anymore. Bill Gashkoviak, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, the Thai is right. That was my favorite place to go for Thai. I love that place. And their Thai iced tea was good too. I don't know if any of my alerts pop up or not, but streaming on my phone is really weird. All right, so I think we got this first level of grinding down. I'm gonna have to dry these off just to kind of see how they are leveled off, because this one's kind of at a slant. I have to say I do miss hanging out with you in LA, Finn. It's one of my favorite things about LA was our time together, and I'm sorry we don't get to hang out that much anymore. But all right, you have fun making dinner. Say hi to Jim. Say happy birthday to him again, even though I sent him a happy birthday message. And that's right, happy belated birthday to you, Finn. So you take care. Have a good dinner. All right, let's take a look at these. Let's dry them off, see if I have to continue to grind them. It's one of the main things about this. Keep drying them off, keep looking at them, keep grinding away. Let me grab a towel. I had a towel here somewhere. I'm almost embarrassed to show you these cuts that I did on these other ones. I mean, they're horrible. They're really bad, and I'm embarrassed by them. Okay, so this one looks like I still have a little like grind away on that. It's hard to tell. I don't know if I can really show. It's hard to tell, but on this side, the light is hard to tell, but you can kind of see that line up top there. So this little line up here is where it's not ground through yet. The video isn't working. Try refreshing or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just got stuck. You can hear though? You can hear? Take a look at this. Through hearing. Yeah, some of this is Sometimes you can use a black marker too to mark where you need to grind. I think that one might be okay. Okay, you're back. Are you saying slow again or show again? Just showing again. I think I just gotta go through all these again. This is where the hard part is grinding away till you get everything. Maybe I'll go back down on my bit rate a little bit. All good. Let me put the bit rate down again just to be safe. Usually I have the bit rate down when I'm on my phone. There we go. I'm going to try to get rid of my chat and see if that how do I get rid of things? Delete. We'll keep the event box though, just in case. Save. Yeah, see, my chat's still coming up on there. I don't know why, but even when I deleted it, but there it is. So now we got rid of one of them. Okay, so I think I think all of them need to grind a little bit more. We'll go through one more of all of them. This is the problem. This is how long things take to grind this. Grinding and polishing is no joke, man. It takes a long time. You gotta make sure you're turning it, moving it, so you're not getting one little rock that's diamond tip that's in there that's just gnawing on one corner of it or through the center of it. We'll keep moving this around. My wife wanted me home in time to put the kids to sleep. The way this is going, I don't know if it's going to happen. Maybe I should cut this down to only 2 or 3 of them. That's 3D printed your jig the whole day. Did you? Did you? How's it going, Hex? It'd grind away the 8-bit gig, the jig too. If you made one, it'd probably grind that away too. You designed me. You get together with Dinka and Gina, and you guys designed me a murrini holder for grinding. Mellow greetings, Snore. Mellow greetings. You've got to try to keep a good pressure on this so it's an even pressure. That's also why you kind of keep rotating it so hopefully it's grinding away evenly. So if you haven't, if anyone's here that hasn't seen this already, here's what they look like so far. Let me put my hand here so it focuses somewhat. So that's a little murrini here. Tecmo Bowl is only about, which one was I grinding now? Yeah, there are some games that are cheap. You know, like I do want to get Jaws, and I want to get Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because I mean those games I want to learn how to speed run. You know, I got Ninja Gaiden. I keep going to the local game store, the local resale store, and looking there to see if I can buy it. $17.99. Yeah, the buy now is usually pretty higher, but you never know because the auctions, the auctions go up last second, and you never know. Like I saw Contras that were going for $5.99 or something, and in the last 30 minutes, it jumped up to 20 bucks to 30 bucks, then it was like sold for like a 30 to 35 or something like that. So, I mean, if you're looking for a game, you know, you're searching every day, just glue them to the jig using something that can be separated as solvent or something. Yeah, but I gotta flip them, so I have to glue it and then pull it away, then eventually glue the other end later on. And so I need something that can just kind of flip it over. I technically could make a jig that has little corners and put it on top of here, but the thing is I have to be able to close it down and match it to it, you know, have it change to different sizes, stuff like that. Because it doesn't have to go all the way to the saw or to the grinder. It would just have to hold the lip. And technically, you know, just pushing the weight on there holds it in place. So I don't have to push too hard, but I do. Kind of try to push evenly. It's when you actually cut them thin enough that they get, when you get grounding to the polishing and stuff like that, you actually have to, I sometimes would put my fingertips over the edge to hold them in place, and sometimes you get close to the grinder and start grinding away your fingernails that way. But ooh, Earthbound's only $24.99. I need to play through Earthbound because I've never played through it fully. I've only played it a little bit, and I still need to play through that game. And I know, Hex, that's your favorite game, so I need to play through it one time for you. But yeah, I've never really completely finished Earthbound. Whoa, 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 whoa! This is just part of the process. My most bestest favorite game. Could. I think there's a lot of people that follow Earthbound, just the game category itself. You got nervous streaming on RetroPie? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to do that. I mean, how do they know? You know, they can ask you to take a picture of your game, like prove you have that game, and then you could show them a picture that you got from Google. Like, how are you gonna? I don't know. I would rather stream games I own, but you can't own every game, every retro game. And then I get nervous. Like, now I'm nervous to stream Lunar. Like, do I really want to stream? Like, look up Lunar 1 and look up Lunar 2 and tell me how much they are. I'm an old man, I could. And I'll tell you, like, seeing that, how much those games are, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to stream these anymore. Like, I'm just going to play the emulator from now on and just kind of like keep these on my shelf. Hide them from people. Well, I'm an old man too. Lunar 1, 150 cheapest, yep. It makes me like, I don't ever want to take that game out again. You know? I don't have the best case for it. I think my game, I don't know why my, I think because it got set in the sun somehow, I don't know, so it kind of, the actual game manual is a little bent up and stuff. The demo game for that, it's like 40. I don't know how much it is on PlayStation 1. I think PlayStation 1, like I got the complete set on PlayStation 1 with the Galleon punching Judy. I don't know how much those are. PlayStation's 50 bucks, okay. I have those, that's about normal price, you know. they're expensive. They're just like, I can understand maybe Lunar costing a bit more because I don't think people had it as much. It's probably a harder game to find, I think, than Dragon Warrior 3. But and I think it's harder to find a Sega CD that's in good working condition, too, is the other issue. Is I think a Sega CD is several $100s for one. I think I've seen them like buy now for $1,000. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. That's why I was like, after I opened up my Sega CD and changed the battery in it, and like, oh, I'll just open it up to change things. And after I did all that, I'm like, oh, like some people are selling these for a lot of money. And I opened mine up and possibly could have like messed it up. You know, it's a little scary. No, no, no. Alright, I think I'm done with this one. Take a break from that one. Let's see. This is just pretty much all it is, a lot of grinding. Try to get these things ground and polished. I mean, technically, if I sold some of these pieces to someone, they could technically punty to it and pull it down even smaller and get really small canes if they wanted with the size of cuts I did. Jeez. I'm not sure how much I have to grind off of some of these to get it leveled off. I want to make sure it's nice and smooth all the way. No little corners that need to be hit or left a little coarse. A lot of times, once you get the first grind down, if you get it evenly and smoothly, usually the next grinds aren't too bad. They go a little quicker, unless you mess up and kind of don't grind it evenly when you push down. So the next disc should technically go quicker. I just kind of wish it didn't take me so long to get things started up, so I could have got started right away. All right. I'm gonna go grab something and I'll be right back in a second. Just hold on and we'll get back to grinding. Grind away. It's a different term for grind. I'm not grinding levels, I'm grinding glass. Grinding away. I don't know if this computer gets internet all the way over here. It's taking a long time to load things. Corey, dinosaur! This time's running out for me. But yeah, this is the corner of the shop where I do my stacking. This is a full Mega Man thing I stacked. That's what happened when I slumped him the first time, how he slumped down. We were able to straighten him out and pull him down. It worked out pretty good. I was hoping when I cut that off that I'd cut the whole piece of him, but it didn't quite work. Missed part of him. There we go. Try on the other side. Adorable, each one has unique charm. It's true. My two favorite are the small one and actually the metal slime I like a lot too. I'll go grab them and show them off here on stream here once I get done with these last two. I think if I can get down, getting their eyes leveled off and the same size, as well as getting the mouth correct, if I can just do the whole thing correctly, I think they'll turn out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with a couple of them. I think that's okay. I've got this last one to do real quick. Not sure if I missed. I think I just missed this one side because of the way it cracked when I cut it. I'm not sure if I can completely grind that down. I'm gonna have to shut this door to the studio because I don't want it open right now. Once we get to later in the evening, I don't really want the door open. Kind of want to lock it and just be alone. Keep water in there. pressing pretty hard to try and get some of that ground down. Let me shut that door. You can hear the birds. Nice birds. Okay. Yeah, that's like how the other one's looking at the ground. Yeah, he's looking down. I thought I like flattened them so they would look up a little bit because I knew I put their faces a little too low. So I tried to put a flat spot to make them look up, but I guess I didn't do it enough because he's looking down pretty good. I guess if you put him on a high shelf, it'll look like he's looking down at you. All right, I think I'm going to stop here with this grit. I'm going to get those blue slimes to show you, and then we're going to go to the next grit down. So here's one with no mouth. I wish that chat wasn't there. I don't know if you guys see my chat on the screen or not. I should probably look. But he doesn't have a mouth. This guy does. He's a little happy. His eyes are a little crooked. I think this is the guy that's looking down. So he's the one that kind of looks down at the screen. Or just downwards. Let me grab the other ones. I have one that just looks really, really weird. He's kind of messed up. I might, I really want a slow motion camera, so because what I want to do is slow motion him flying through the sky with this weird look on his face, and just have him hit something and shatter, and just have everyone go, oh no! Like there he is. He's got a weird look, but I just kind of figure, like, picture him flying through the sky and be like, oh, and then hitting a wall, and breaking. I think it would be fun. I like breaking glass. This little guy, he's probably my favorite one, but he's got the crooked eyes. He's got one eye that's like slightly higher and bigger, so he's kind of got the crazy eyes. Same thing with the gold one. There's the gold one. I like him. I kind of wonder what he looks like if I put a light inside him. You know, if I lit him, I kind of wonder what he would look like. But yeah, those are the slimes. Blue slime shining above me. Look at something real here. Turn this off. Oh, you guys don't see the chat. Okay. That's just, I see the chat. Okay. So it's not right in the middle of the screen for you guys. Okay. I'm happy. Okay, how do I get this off? I'll wreck my fingernails. Come on. All right, moving on to the next grit. Okay, we'll just go down the line again. We'll try to do this in a quick, orderly fashion, and hopefully be on the way. this one doesn't work too well, then that means I have to go in the back and use like the giant disc grinders and try to do it on there. But I don't know if this is too much of a drastic change between the last grit and this grit. I don't know if I have to speed this up a little bit. Probably be better. This pad might be worn down a little bit more than others, so it's probably not as coarse as it should be, just because of how much it's been worn down. I don't know. So I got to make sure that it's evenly polished or ground when I get through or done with this one. All right. It's kind of a quick grind of it. Just want to see how quick I have to do this to it. If I have to sit there on longer yet or not. Because I want to get through a little bit quicker. I might have to grind that side a little bit. This side may be okay, but sometimes it's hard to tell. Just keep going. I need some music. That's what I need. take a look at this one again. Might have to put some fresh boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and yeah, pretty much. Grinding. Murrini. Okay, I think we got one up to that point. It's interesting because you're not the only person I've heard that does the boots and pants, and I don't know where that's from. But I had another friend who's like would say that too. Like just play some music and the boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. Geico pig commercial? Oh, is that where it's from? Oh, it seems like so simple. I could not remember where that was from. Problem solved. I can stop streaming now. I could have just asked someone, but I just kept streaming hoping someone will tell me. That's where I heard most people found out about it. You knew it before it came from there? Yeah, I don't know where it came from originally, but I guess I can keep streaming then. Problem not solved. Lot of grinding, 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 grinding. Whoa. Gotta get it again. Not too close to the center there. Luckily on this one catches it. I don't know if it scratches it or not, but the big grinder just throws it around, bounces it. This one kind of slides on it, so technically it's still sanding the bottom nicely while it slides and kind of glides and bounces around, but we'll see. A lot of times you won't know how good you ground or polished it till you dry it off. That's the hard part. think we're okay. Talk about 3D printing something. What I really do need is a jig for cutting these to kind of hold the blade straight and kind of let me push this straight against something so I can kind of cut consistently and better. It's okay, I'm designing a redneck engineered solution for you right now. Technically, if you drive at 55 miles per hour and hang out your door and drag your glass piece on the ground on the concrete, it will grind it at about a 60 grit. So, to go quicker, I wonder if asphalt has a better grinding consistency or grit than concrete. So maybe I can grind from concrete to asphalt and then I'll have like 100 grit there. Where else can I go? And if I just go through the park as the polisher, I'm sure they'll love if I drove through the park in the grass. Yeah. Yeah, I'll ship the monstrosity to you. All right. Let me call my brother. He's got a truck. We got some pretty big monstrosities here already, I can tell you that. I should take you down to the blacksmith shop so you can see that. I might have to try to get some fresh water here so I'm not reusing this dirty water. So if there's ever like big chunks in there, I don't drip on the grinder and scratch it. How large are those murrinis? I tried to keep them about a quarter size. So a square that fits inside of a quarter. So these are pretty small. There's my thumb, about my thumb size. I don't know which side I was grinding now. This one has very slight indents on the one side corner here, so I don't know if I'll grind enough down to get that one corner. I tried to pull them small enough that they'd, would be about quarter size to fit in the little holder I have. But also when you pull it down a little longer like that, you get a little more slices out of it. Not the way that I cut though, but technically I should have got a lot more cuts out of here than I did. This one I might have to put aside for now just because it has that little indent. It means I might have to go back to the grit before to grind it down flat and then go back to this one. It's getting there, but how much time do I want to spend on it? I think I'll set that one aside for now. We'll get to that one later. Some are thicker than others, depending how poorly I cut it. Getting closer, running out of time. Let's take a look at this one, see if maybe it was smooth enough that this was a quick grind. It looks mostly okay. Should be the last one before we switch to polishing. I need to make myself some little combustible Dan cards. So if I like sell glass and stuff, and have a link to my Twitch stream and stuff. We're almost done with this one. Take a look at it. No! No! Sometimes they're hard to pick up. Just gotta make sure it's not scratched itself. We're going to get some fresh water. We're going to put on the polisher. Get some of the silica in the back. And we're going to try to polish these now. Looks like I might have a coarse area on the back. I gotta do this one side. If you don't get all the piece evenly polished or evenly ground for the next step, and then for the polishing, you'll get little scratches on it. You really want to try to get rid of any scratches on it and keep it going until you get a nice smooth surface, and then you polish it so it looks really nice. You don't want to really leave any areas that look bad, unpolished or unfinished. Sometimes I like to grind the edges to square it up. When I grind the edges, I like to get it, like a higher grit, but I don't necessarily polish the edges. I kind of like giving it a more, geometrical shape sometimes when I grind the edges. Not just square, hexagonal, or octagonal. I don't even know which one to do. More octagonal, I guess. Okay, this one's almost there. When you get a little divot in it, then it's really hard on the next step. You really want to make sure it's smooth before you move on, because then you have to grind it more to get rid of those divots. You spend all this time grinding, and then when you get down to polishing, and you realize, oh, I got to start over on this one because there's this indent in here I missed. It's all that work then for nothing because you didn't catch it the first time. I'm starting to get really hungry. Okay, let's go for it. I think we got it. Hard to tell. Okay, and dump this water, get some fresh water. Where is... I think... We'll hope this is it. that off. That off. We put the polisher on. The cork. It's actually just cork. It's not felt. Really polishes it. I don't know if we don't really have felt for this thing. Let's see how polished we can get with just the cork here. No, it's stuck. We get water everywhere. It's had an image of me pulling this out and just had water flying everywhere. Get this wet. I don't want this to be pouring out though on this. Then we got this powder that we use, which will get on everything, probably my phone too. All right. God. It's hard to tell where you're missing sometimes. It's got a couple of little corners to finish up on this. Oh, come on. Which one was it? Hopefully that didn't damage it. Those lips are supposed to catch it from flying off, but yeah, it did chip the corner just slightly. Chip the corner slightly from it bouncing around. It was almost done with one of them, and it bounced around and fell out. It's not a horrible chip. I just have to regrind on one side. How are the kids? I wanted to have one done before I headed home. Every once in a while, like catch on, stick to the felt or stick to the cork and fly around. Just want to finish one. I'll have to come back and get the other ones some other time. Because he was tired, I'm sorry. Chatting and jammies. I'm sure you can always ask Oliver to read, and you know, I'm sure that would be fine. But have spawn 1 read to spawn 2. I will finish this one up and head home. I'm just streaming on my phone, so it should be an easy cleanup, but we had to get the saw ready and all that stuff when I got here. Nothing's ever completely set up when you get here. No, catch! Jeez. I don't want to have another one, Chip. Finish this one up here, so see how polished it looks. I'll show it off the chat here. Once I get a nice one, I could probably show off the other one, even though it has a small chip in it, but it's hard to see the chip. It's just one of those things where it's like I know it's there. I just want to clean it up. It's probably something I might even be able to grind the edges, and then once I grind the edges, it'll make it disappear. But this is why I wish I could just take some of this home. Just have this little grinder, little polisher, a little cutter, you know, and the cutters and stuff, so I can stack stuff at home and just take it, you know, once the kids are in bed, I can work on this stuff at home without having to miss bedtime. Let's see. I probably missed a corner somewhere. Pretty close, just a little bit more. Some of that will disappear when you grind the edges, when I square up the edges. All right. Okay. So there is the murrini. I think next time I do them, I'm not going to stack clear up and down in the murrini piece. It's always going to be flat and level. The color pieces can go up and down once in a while, but I think I want to keep the clear flat at all times. It really makes sure the clear is clean. Otherwise you get those little lines in it. But I think this is polished enough for one. I'll put it in the case. I'll take kind of pictures of it later to post. But I do want to eventually kind of grind the sides to these and kind of even these out so the outside of it doesn't look so misshapen. Probably grind those a little bit with something that's not so coarse. But that is one. That is one of them. Castlevania murrini, holy water. All right. But I'm going to end it so I can get home real quick. Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you follow if you want to see more of this stuff. But otherwise, I'll be back to streaming some games on Twitch here Sunday night for more of the Messenger. And then we'll see what's coming up after that. I might stream Wednesday, don't know. Or I'll take a break and clean the house. Oops. There we go. So we'll talk to everyone later. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch on the next one. Take care.